It's the Sportswire.
The Sportswire with Sax and Massieh back after baby Cam. We had to take a little break there. Massieh had to. Massieh, are you there, by the way?
Yes. I was on paternity leave from the Sportswire.
That's what we're going to call it. Paternity leave for the Sportswire. And without Massieh, there is no Sportswire on Massieh. So we're glad he's back from paternity leave. We are back. This is the first time ever in the history of the Sportswire that we're taping remotely. So Massieh is coming at you from, I don't remember ever not being together.
I guess you're right.
Well, maybe back in the day, Sportswire 1.0, when we were on
I thought
some
there was
sort
one
of...
where you were at, maybe that was at your house we did it. We've always been together, huh? Except back in the day. Interesting.
No, I think we did do it remotely.
I don't know.
Back in the day.
I don't know, my friend.
When we were on some sort of hosted website that did it, and we had callers and all that.
Oh yeah, back in the day, yeah. That we only had that option. We didn't even think about doing it live together.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to be back.
To be back.
Yeah, Cam just got his babysitter, aka mom, just stepped in the building. We had a long day, Cam and I.
Yeah. Did you bring him to work with you, or did you work from home today?
Bring baby to work day. Everyone was excited
Really?
to see the little infant. I have dual monitors, so I had Sesame Street on one, and the other I was working, and he was just sitting there on my lap. I got maybe 2 calls done, shot some emails off, printed off maybe a listing agreement, and that was it.
And they allow this at your place of employment. They allow you to bring baby.
They allow me to bring baby. They allow me to bring Max. I mean, you can do whatever you want when you're me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Must be nice to be you.
Yeah, well, some days. Not when you have a baby all day. Couldn't take a nap, couldn't do anything besides that. Went to lunch with a realtor. I mean, I've done a lot with Cam. Cam's seen the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was pretty good. Didn't cry once. Did not cry once.
He is a happy baby. He is a happy baby.
Well, he's got a great uncle, Uncle Sax, his first Jewish uncle.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Oh, man. We had a blast at the Bay when we went there.
Oh, yes. He shit his pants. Do you remember that? That was good.
Speaking of shitting your pants, we do know of my dog Cruiser, well, my girlfriend's dog Cruiser.
Yes.
And he's been having some rectal issues.
Oh.
And today he had to go to the vet because he has an odor coming out of his butt. And it turns out he has a really bad infection in his anal glands. Mm-hmm. So they've been excreted before in the past couple of months because he's been having this issue. But today, the doctor said it was so, and this is the vet's word, it was so gnarly up in there that they decided to sedate him and inject the antibiotic directly into the anal gland.
What's the cause of this?
They're not sure. They think it could have been caused by when his food was changed and he got the runs, how he didn't have a solid stool, so it didn't push the stuff out, so it got clogged in there. I don't know. Who knows? But $180 later, he has been antibiotic into the glands, and hopefully it'll be the last of it.
I hope so, too, because that was the most disgusting story I've heard. And I've seen some disgusting stuff in the last 3 months.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to bring up the part about the bloody pus coming out of his ass.
Oh, come on. Too much for the viewers.
My bad. Is this a family show now?
This is not a family show, but the viewers I've been anticipating the return of Sax and Massieh, and here we are talking about baby shit and dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's how we roll. On the bright side, LeBron James coming to town.
Mm-hmm. LeBron James coming to town. What I was going to say is that we choose to come back with the Sportswire on the one day all year, the entire year, 365 days, where there's not one sporting event in the Big Four.
That's true. It was the Del Mar Fair opening day. That's why, right? Everyone took the day off.
That's right. Out here in San Diego, it is like a holiday. Opening day where the turf meets the surf.
I don't think anyone was working except me and Cam.
I was working too. I can tell you, though, that the salespeople in our office were not there. They went to the...
Oh, yeah, they got it. They got to go spend their hard-earned commissions on horses that they know nothing about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
So
think we got to be doing something wrong. If we were here at our offices and everyone else was out having fun, are we doing the right thing or the wrong thing here?
I'm not a big horse. I'm not a big outdoor guy, as we
You're
know.
not a big
I don't
horse.
want to really, I don't really want to sit outside all day long.
It was
And
hot too.
any time the sun's out, it's too hot for me. So I'm
Yeah,
more
I
of an
know.
indoor cat. I rather sit in the office, answer the emails actually, than be out there in the sun. And I'm not a big drinker, so I wouldn't really be drinking. So,
What company do you work for anyways these days? It's been
oh
4 months.
man,
Switched twice?
maybe 3 or 4 times. Who knows? We don't give free ads out there on the show anymore.
Not anymore. We don't even
Mm-mm.
get paid ones.
We will, because I think I was listening to another sports output that's on the radio.
A competitor?
I think we are not only just as good, but we're better.
Oh wow.
So
So you
I think
think
there's
you
hope
think
for
we can
us.
quit our day jobs and make a living out of this?
I think we can. I think that if we got in a studio and went 5 days a week and just the two of us and we were able to get some interviews and we were able to get some sound effects, I think we can have a hell of a show.
I would just need to make like 60 grand, like
Hmm.
like tax free, and I can do my own taxes, like 1099. And then Farrah would work, and I would be a happy camper 2 days a week. I'll take
And we can
that.
have Cam with us in studio every day
Well,
and
if it's only
Max in
2 days a
studio.
week, Mom can take care of him on a day off, and then we can go in the studio twice a week and call it a day. Set it up, Sax. Make it
All right.
happen.
We'll get on it. Speaking of making it happen, how about the Lakers? Now, most people out there don't know that Cam is a huge Laker fan. His room, most babies' rooms are set up with little, animals and stuff and this and that. But Cam's room is filled. It is wood. It's like hardwood floor that's like a basketball. It's got the free throw line. It's got the 3-point line. His crib is basketball sheets. He's got Laker logos all over. He's got a Kobe fathead all on the wall. Is a LeBron James fathead in the future?
Well, that's up to discussion. I don't think it's respectful to Kobe, first of all, and confusing to Cam as well. So I don't want him to reset his, because every night we say goodnight to Kobe, like every single night we say goodnight, Kobe. So now we're gonna
Like,
say
what is
goodnight,
that?
LeBron. I don't know if there's enough room for LeBron and Kobe at the same time.
Right, like good. It's kind of like Goodnight Moon. You guys do Goodnight Kobe.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I love it.
Very,
I love it. Look at you,
very
parenting in
different.
2018.
Well, he's got his own Instagram. He's got his own Facebook page. I mean, he's a
You
popular
think
guy.
he's gonna get older and appreciate that he has the Instagram page, or you think he's gonna be like, Dad, what's wrong with you?
He's for sure gonna say, "Dad, what's wrong with you?"
Okay, just making sure you're aware.
But it depends on what he does for a living. If he's in sales, I mean, it could be beneficial to him. If he's not, if he's like a,
Imagine if your Facebook page was you from a baby to now.
that'd be awesome. I would have so many followers.
That would be nuts. That's pretty. It's pretty wild to think about, actually.
I know. No one's ever done it. Or maybe there is. No, I guess you can't, huh?
I don't know. I
No
don't know
one's
how long
old enough.
Instagram's even been around.
Less than 8 years. So maybe an 8-year-old out there.
Maybe.
We
Pretty
posted
crazy.
I don't know if we posted today. Oh, I don't know.
He did post.
You did? Okay, good.
Yeah, he had a post today. I'm pretty
I
sure
just gotta
it
keep them
was.
accountable.
I'm trying to think. It was something about the swaddle.
Oh, that was me. That was me.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
So
So I gotta
maybe
get
there was
Cam
one
to
of him
post.
swimming, maybe. Well, but like with
Cam,
a
you're
bathing suit
grounded.
on.
Cam, you're grounded. You just got
I can't keep track. There's so much Cam on my Instagram feed. I don't know who's posting, if it's your account, if it's Farah's account, if it's Cam's account. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. We're top of mind. Do you want to buy a house or refi your property? No, you have a pretty good
I
rate.
want to talk about LeBron James and the Lakers here.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you really think that the Lakers had a chance at LeBron James? I know we were hoping it. We're Laker fans. You're a diehard. I'm just a fan. But did you really think that the Lakers were going to sign LeBron James?
No, absolutely not. honestly had no idea we were even in the running.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's going to work out. We haven't made any other moves. What's the point of having LeBron if you're not going to support him? Is LeBron just cursed like that?
Well, they did make a few moves, some of them a little surprising. Um, I was a little surprised at some of the moves. You would have hoped that they'd gone out and gotten an all-star, like a true all-star, like Kawhi Leonard. And we'll get to the Kawhi Leonard trade later, as that was one of the very big headlines in sports news today. But so the Los Angeles Lakers signed LeBron James. By the time they signed LeBron, Paul George already re-signed with Oklahoma City. Were there any other large free agents out there that could have signed with LeBron?
I was thinking and hoping, what was that guy's name? Not Paul George, but Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins.
Right, that's right. But I heard that the Lakers didn't want Cousins.
Why would they not want him? Too much trouble? Cancer?
Maybe. They did go ahead and sign the big man from the Golden State Warriors, JaVale McGee. So he's a 7-foot, a 7-footer right there. So that's got to help. It's definitely an upgrade to whatever they had going on last year.
That's for sure.
I'm trying to look up the stats right here for JaVale McGee. It's kind of hard to look at them. Stats. Here we go.
You didn't really do much.
Last year with the Golden State Warriors, 65 games played, 17 starts, field goal percent of 62, which is good for a big man. Let's see here. He shot 73% from the free throw line, which is good, in my opinion.
For a big guy, that's fantastic.
Right, exactly. Why doesn't it show me? It just shows me total points. I don't give a shit that he had 310 points. I want to know how many points per game he averaged.
What are you on? Like a whack?
I'm on Lakers.com, but this is
don't do that. Go to ESPN.
Yeah, what a rookie mistake here. This is what happens when I haven't been at the helm for a little bit. And I have to apologize in advance for the sound of my keyboard because you know me, I opted for the cheapest wireless keyboard and mouse combination out there, and the keyboard makes a lot of noise.
That's fine. I don't think we can hear it.
And when we play it back, I think you'll probably hear it.
It looks like the ESPYs are on tonight.
Yeah, I do see that. I guess it's a good night to have them on because, like we said, it's the only day without something going on. All right, here we go. Thank you, ESPN.com. At least ESPN's good for something. Regular season. Average 4.8 points per game.
Woo!
2.6 rebounds per game. So, but he didn't have a lot of opportunity out there. I feel like he will be a good addition to the Lakers. I can't believe he's only 30. I feel like he's older.
He looks 90 for some reason. He looks old.
I feel like he's been in the league for a long time, but I guess not.
Yeah, he looks old.
Let's see. He has been in the league.
Has he played for?
Washington, Denver,
2,
Philadelphia,
3,
Dallas, Golden
4,
State,
5, 16.
Lakers.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did we get? We got Rondo. When I say we, I
Lance
meant
Stevenson.
Okay.
So
how old is Rondo and how old is Lance?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mr. Massieh.
Yes.
Rajon Rondo. Now, of those 4 pickups, who do you think is the best pickup?
Got to be Rondo.
I'm sorry.
I think.
Rondo is been in the league for 12 years. He's 32 years of age. Let's see. Last year he played for the Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah, he's good. That was probably his best year since he left the Celtics.
In the last 5 years, he's played for 5 teams.
Yeah, which is strange. I thought he did really well with the Celtics, and when they dismantled, it was kind of over for him, huh? He couldn't find a good footing until the Pelicans.
It's interesting to see that his first year in the league was 06-07. He played 78 games. So the first 4 years in the league, he played a good amount. He played, at least 77 games a year. Fifth year in the league, he played 68 games. Then he only played 53 games. Then 38. Then 30. Then 22. Plus 46. 68 games there because he was traded. So I guess in the last few seasons, he's played a good amount of games because he played 72 games for Sacramento in 15-16, 69 games for Chicago in 16-17, and then last year for the Pelicans, he played 65 games. So he 8.3 points per game last year, 4 rebounds per game, 8 assists per game. I think that he will be a good fit to complement LeBron. He's a guy who can dish the ball, has good vision. And are they thinking maybe he's a good guy for Lonzo to kind of learn from? I don't know.
Is he a starter? Lonzo, I think Lonzo's having surgery, so Lonzo's probably out, right?
Yeah, Lonzo is having surgery. Who knows if he's going to be back. Personally, I was hoping they trade Lonzo. I was really hoping that Lonzo would be the package that they made a trade for. I wanted them to keep Ingram. I wanted them to keep Kuzma. I wanted them to keep Hart. I would have been okay with them trading Lonzo somewhere. I'm just not a fan.
Did you hear Lonzo's pops say he could beat LeBron one-on-one in his prime?
Oh, please. I'm so sick of Big Ball. I can't even think of his name. LeVar, there you go. I'm so sick of LeVar Ball and his stupid. He's like the Donald Trump of basketball. And I don't want to get political with you over here. I don't want to start whatever the word is. I don't want to be political, but
you're both equally smart, but he's never going to beat LeBron James one-on-one.
Do you see the reference? Oh, will I get a point for that reference saying that he's the Donald Trump of the NBA?
Yeah, you get 1 point. That was all you.
All right, good. I appreciate that. I'm always looking to collect points anytime.
Yeah, it's hard. In life, we don't get too many points, so you got to take the ones we get.
So we got Rajon Rondo, you got JaVale McGee, and then this is my favorite pickup, Lance Stevenson.
But he's washed. You like him just because of the rivalry, right? I can't even say that word. I'm not going to try.
Because he blows in LeBron James' ear on the free throw line and gives him wet willies.
That's why you like him. You don't like him because he's a good player, right?
No, I think he's a very good player.
He hasn't really done too much.
I'm trying to pull up the stats right now, and the way that I'm set up in my home office here is I have my microphone in front of the keyboard. So I'm trying to go around, and 2017-2018 season, average 9.2 points per game, 2.9 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game. Let's see here. In the postseason, he averaged 10 points a game. I think he's a good player. I really do. I like Lance Stevenson. He's only 27 years old.
Only? That's old for the NBA.
From Brooklyn, New York, 27 years old. 8 years in the league.
Kyle Kuzma's what, 20, 21?
Kuzma is 21 or 22 because he did 4 years in college.
Oh, nice.
That's a real reason that I think Kuzma is a better rookie than a lot of other players. He actually went for a full 4 years in college. He developed as a man. He got bigger. He got stronger. He had the coaching. I think that 4 years in college does do something for a player. There's a rare case where you have a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, players like that. If Lonzo Ball went to college, I think he'd be a lot better player.
Lonzo went to me all 4 years. He played well his first year.
Nah, he was okay. You know what I'm shocked to see?
You can't say no to $7.5 million.
No. I'm shocked to see Stevenson. I didn't know that. Last year he was on Indiana, all 82 games. But the year before, he played only 12 games?
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, 18 games between 3 teams.
Yeah, he did not do much.
Indiana and Minnesota. And then the year before, he played on the Clippers and Memphis. And the year before, he played on Charlotte, and then he did his initial 4 years with Indiana. I thought he's been on Indiana his whole career.
No, he hasn't done much. I'm telling you. Yeah. My biggest concern is that guy making $18 million still, Luol Deng. Is he still on the
Oh
team?
man, unfortunately, he is still on the team, and I don't know what they're gonna do with this guy. Why did they ever take him on? What
No clue. I don't think I've ever seen him play a minute.
he didn't play last year.
No.
Yeah,
$18 million. He's making half of what LeBron makes.
that's crazy. Luol Deng. Let's see.
So do we have a chance? I think we have a chance to actually win, right?
I don't know. This year they have a chance to win, but who knows? Luol Deng last
Playoff. At
year
least we're
played in
going to the
one.
playoffs, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. One game last year for Luol Deng. One game.
How many
As a
minutes?
Laker, in 2 seasons, he's played in 57 games.
You would think they would just put him on the court just to put him on the court, just to earn that paycheck.
33 years old, 14 years in the league. I don't know, man. Like I don't know the whole story behind the Luol Deng acquisition by the Lakers. Do you?
No idea, no clue. I don't think I want to know. I just know he makes 18 million. The Lakers were looks like 15, 16 games away from the playoffs last year. Does LeBron put him in the top 8 in the Western Conference?
Absolutely.
Easy.
LeBron, no matter what team you put LeBron James on, I don't care if it's in the East, I don't care if it's in the West, I don't care what other players are on the roster, LeBron James is going to the playoffs. Now the question is, can LeBron James keep up the streak of going to the NBA Finals?
It's going to be
I'm
tough
not
to
sure.
go through the Rockets and the Warriors and the Trailblazers and the Thunder and the Spurs. Spurs had a big trade today. I mean, it's going to be tough to go through those. Even the Utah Jazz look young and fun.
Yeah, I don't think that the Lakers have enough right now to go to the NBA Finals. They have enough to make the playoffs, absolutely.
They'll
But the
finish in the top
finals,
5 in the Western Conference, and then
will
beat
they?
someone in the first round, and then probably end up leaving in the second round, right?
Probably. That would be my guess. I would be with you. I would say that they're a second round exit in the postseason at
Which
this
is
point.
fantastic, considering we had no chance of the playoffs going into this season.
Yeah, and looking at the Luol Deng, they signed him as a free agent in July of 2016 for $72 million for 4 years. And I don't know why he's in the doghouse.
He had to do something.
I'm not really sure what he did.
Either way, no one's going to take that contract. So
No, they
we're
have
on
to
the
they
hook
have
for
to
that
what's it
contract.
called? They have to like spread it out or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Let's talk about this trade, this Toronto trade. Does Toronto and the Spurs swap superstars? Is that good or bad for the league?
I think it's good for the league. It created buzz today. It's going to create more buzz with Kawhi Leonard. I think it would have been better for the league if he went somewhere else.
Yeah,
The
Toronto's
only
still going to be a team to beat in the East, right? Toronto or Boston?
Yeah, Toronto will be a good team in the East, but you know who's a real winner in this trade?
Kawhi Leonard?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh yeah, why? Because he's out of the East. I mean, to the
No,
West.
because the Lakers didn't give up anything. They didn't have to part ways with Ingram. They didn't have to part ways with Kuzma. They didn't have to part ways with Hart or Lonzo Ball. And they're going to end up signing him next year.
We'll see.
There is no way Kawhi Leonard's going to re-sign with Toronto. If he would have
We
went
will
to
see,
another
my friend. What
team,
if him and
if
Drake hit it off and they're best friends?
if he would have went to another team, then yeah, maybe he re-signs with them, has a good year. But he doesn't want to go and to play basketball NBA in Toronto. Come
What do
on.
you have against Toronto?
I don't know anything against Toronto. I'm a huge hockey fan. I love Canada. But
Oh yeah.
basketball is not a Canadian sport.
Let me guess. You have a Canadian friend too, so it's okay to insult Toronto.
I don't think I do. But
Oh, okay.
being such a revered hockey fan,
Interesting. I think Toronto's a good city for Kawhi, under the radar, just like San Antonio. Good teams, good coach. Oh, well, they don't even have a coach yet, do they?
I don't know if they've hired anybody.
They fired the coach of the year.
Yeah, Alan Gentry. They fired him,
Who
and then he
does
was
that?
coach of the
Why would
year.
they do that?
They weren't happy with their playoff performance. They've never
Yeah,
been
that was
able to
pretty
do
bad.
anything in the
You had to
playoffs.
go through LeBron.
Hmm.
So good for the Spurs. They got rid of their angry superstar. The Raptors, I don't think are a better team. I think they're probably just as good as they were last year, if not slightly worse of a team. I don't think Kawhi fits very well with that team, but we'll see. We'll wait and see.
Going back to the Lakers, who's your starting five on the Los Angeles Lakers?
I don't know. That's tough. You got to go Rondo. You got to go LeBron. You got to go Kuzma. You got to go Ingram. That's four.
And
Who?
then McGee?
I don't know. That's just not enough. There's no shooters there.
Well, Hart.
Not one of those guys can shoot. Not even the LeBron, King LeBron, consistently.
Right.
They can all shoot, but they can't.
You
There's
think
no
about
threat.
and when I look at this team, you have Rondo, you have LeBron, Rondo, Stevenson, McGee, Lonzo, Kuzma, Hart, Caldwell Pope, who they re-signed, Ingram, the two rookies who they drafted, Svi, and I can't say his last name, and then Wagner. You have Dang, who has a roster spot. You have this other guy they signed called Bonga.
Bonga. I like Hart.
It's
Hart played pretty good in the rookie. What's it called? The summer league.
Summer League. He back-to-back years, the Lakers have had players win Summer League Player of the MVP or whatever. Last year was Lonzo. This year it's Hart. What's the deal with Hart? Did he play this year for the Lakers?
Yeah, he played towards the end of the year, but he didn't really get any touches, any minutes. But either way, it's summer league. You can't. I mean, look what Lonzo did in the regular season. He sucked. I mean, it's a whole different ball game when you're playing against real vets, players who have been there, real coaches, real
Right.
refs, real fans, real travel schedule. You're not just chilling in Vegas, waking up, eating a buffet, and then going out to play when you're stoned.
One other thing I wanted to touch base, and I did forget to mention, we were talking about Kawhi, is Kawhi Leonard, free agent at the end of this season. Lamar DeRozan, 3 years left on his contract. Why would Toronto give up a superstar with 3 years for a superstar with only 1 year? It doesn't make sense to me the move for Toronto. I just don't see why Toronto would do this deal. Nothing to me says that they've gotten better by a significant margin. They got prospects. They, you know,
It
unless
doesn't make
unless
sense.
they're not sold on them.
It's a trade just to get Kawhi off the Spurs, and it worked. Should it be? It sounds like an insult to your boy, DeRozan.
It just makes no. I just don't see it at all. I just don't. To get rid
Well,
of, to me, it seems like they wanted to just get rid of DeRozan. That they're not high on DeRozan like everybody else is. There's 3 years left on this contract. Let's trade him. Let's take Kawhi on. We'll open up cap space after next year, and then that'll be it.
it's a win for DeRozan. I mean, he could feel insulted or tossed to the curb, but he now gets a great dynasty, a great coaching staff. He's got a good team. They went to
Florida?
the playoffs.
Are they good?
They went to the playoffs.
Yeah, half the teams go to the playoffs.
That's true. But he makes them better. I mean, he doesn't make them worse.
I guess. I'm trying to see who's on the San Antonio Spurs right now. Is Patty Mills still on the Spurs?
Yep.
Huh. Let me see here. I am pulling up the Spurs roster right now. Let's see. Team roster. LaMarcus Aldridge. DeMar DeRozan. Pau Gasol. Rudy Gay. Manu Ginobili. Patty Mills. Tony Parker.
Tony signed with someone else, didn't he?
Oh yeah, you're right. He's a free agent. He signed with somebody else. You're right.
But that's not. I mean, that's not a bad roster 10 years ago. Right now, I don't know if it's a
Right.
great roster, but it's still they got some good players.
Why wouldn't LeBron James go to Philly?
That's a great question. That's where I thought he was going.
I honestly thought he was going to stay with Cleveland. I really did. I thought that he was going to stay. Cleveland would figure out a way to make things work, this and that. But I
It
think they
makes
were
no
just.
sense to go to LA. I have to admit it. It makes no sense except he wants to be in LA. He wants to be Hollywood.
He wants to be Hollywood. It's the end of the end of his career is ahead of him. He's closer to the end of his career than he is to the beginning of his career, and he's going to go the Hollywood route. He's going to go the endorsements, and he makes more money outside of the NBA than he does, in the contract he's going to make with the Lakers.
Oh yeah,
So
he's getting paid $35 million a year. He's making $150 million off
right,
endorsements, maybe more. And then he's going to sign some movie deals. I mean, he did what's right for the future of his
he's looking
business. I
at
should
the
say.
LeBron James brand, not LeBron James NBA player. I feel he's setting himself up for the next step in his career, and good for him. It's also interesting. You have, at least me, I haven't heard one word from LeBron James. You
Not
haven't heard
one,
anything of him.
not one. Isn't
It's
that weird? He
it's
went
really
from
weird.
he went from doing that whole TV show the first time he left.
The decision.
Yeah, the decision to decision 2.0, which wasn't as exciting, to not saying one word. How mature has he gotten? That's what all I have to say. He's just gotten mature.
He's mature. He doesn't care anymore about that kind of stuff. He just wants to play basketball. Maybe he wants to come to a storied franchise like the Lakers and show that he can play with young players. Because the last time he played with a young player, it was a young Kyrie Irving, and things didn't turn out well. So let's see how he's going to mentor guys like Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and the rest of the young guys that the Lakers have.
He's going to make them better. He makes them better already, and I like it. The league, it's good for the league. It's good for LeBron. I don't think it's good for Cleveland, but I really don't care about them. They are no longer a team of relevance, right? They're done.
Yeah, they're done. And the ironic part, which we talked about before paternity leave, was that there's only one reason the Lakers were able to go out and get LeBron James. And that's because the trade they made with the Cleveland Cavaliers by dumping the salaries of Clarkson and Nance and
Yep.
taking on Isaiah Thomas and his expiring contract, which gave them the most amount of cap room of any team out there going into this offseason. So kudos to the Lakers. Well done in positioning themselves and realizing, they're at a lost season. Let's try to position ourselves to see if we have a shot at LeBron James. And a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I would have told you, you know what? I'd love to see LeBron come, but LeBron James ain't going to be a Los Angeles Laker.
Yeah, I mean everyone won, I think, except the Cavs. But they had a good run. They had their chance.
They had their chance, and it's
Yeah,
sad. How many? What was it? Only one championship he was able to
one
bring to the city of
championship,
Cleveland. One
first one to the
championship.
city, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a championship in one of my San Diego teams, or my only San
Uh,
Diego team.
just a championship anywhere in our lives.
And we'll talk about the Padres, and it's another frustrating, disappointing season for the Padres. I went to my first game last weekend against the Cubs, and it's
How'd they
just
go?
no, they got demolished. They lost like 11-6 or something. And but I gotta say, I went to City Field over Memorial Day,
In New
and
York,
I
right?
in New York. Yep, that's where the Mets play. Was not impressed at all with City Field. I went to Petco Park this past weekend. I've been there countless times. It's my now hometown stadium, and I think it's got to be in terms of newer ballparks. Not talking about the historical parks like Fenway, which I also went to in May, or Wrigley, which I've never been to, but I can only imagine. Petco Park has to be a top three ballpark in Major League Baseball. I've heard that AT&T Park is up there. Have you been to AT&T?
I've been to AT&T. I've been to all those ballparks. I haven't been to Fenway. You went to Fenway.
Oh,
Um,
incredible.
I think all the newer stadiums, like the St. Louis Stadium, is new. Pittsburgh Stadium is relevantly new. What else haven't I been to?
DC's a new stadium.
Indianapolis. Do they have a baseball team? No, they have a football.
No.
Yeah, who do they? Cleveland. I've been to Cleveland Stadium.
Jacobs Field or whatever it used to be
Does
called.
Indiana have a baseball team?
No.
Huh, interesting. But Petco Park is the best park, and I'm not saying that because I'm from San Diego. It's literally the best ballpark in baseball.
What I love about it is you go there's not a bad seat in the house. You have a great experience watching the game. But the park itself and what they've done to make it a little piece of San Diego inside the ballpark, you go and you have all the best of San Diego inside that ballpark. You want to go to Phil's Barbecue, you want to eat Hodad's, Pizza Port, Lucha Libre, Stone Brewing Company, whatever you want. The best of San Diego is in that ballpark.
And it
Seaside
just gets better
Market.
and better, right? Well, I heard there's some new food there. Did you try any?
I did not try any of the new vendors that they put in when I went. What did I have? I had Pizza Port, which I was shocked at how good it was. And bang for your buck, $6 for a slice. For a stadium, that's not bad. They have a drink and a beer and a slice. It was like $17 or something, which isn't bad. It's it's good. I'm trying to think of the new vendors they put in. I think they put in one of those blue water grill or something has a stand in there now, and a couple other things. But they do a great job of updating and every year putting in new vendors. Things from around the city. Oh, Bono Forchetta has a place there now. Really good. Just overall, and these seats that I had, fantastic seats. They're in some sort of club seats or whatever where they bring you can order certain foods and they'll bring it to you.
I have
So
season tickets and have not been. I've been to one game for 4 innings. 4 innings have I been privileged to sit in that stadium this year.
hashtag dad life. That's
Hashtag
awesome.
waste of $2,500. So if any listeners out there want some tickets, send me a text message. I'll hook you up.
I might have to take you up on that. I might want to go to another game. It was a fun evening. It was a
Well,
fun
you,
evening.
you went to the Cubs game, so the Cubs games. I mean, it's all 90% Cubs fans, so it's fun.
Yeah, it was, and it was definitely over half of the stadium was rooting for the Cubs. It was a
And you saw
majority
Sleeve
Cubs.
there? Did you see Sleeve there that game?
I saw Sleeve there. I didn't know he was going. He didn't know I was going. I was sitting there and I just see Sleeve and right section next to me, literally the section next to me. It was incredible. What are the odds? 34,000 people, and this Putz is in this section right next to me.
Well, it was just like that Will Smith movie where he's a superhero attracted to that girl at all times.
Hmm.
Like you guys are
Yeah.
always
I know.
attracted to
Well,
each
it
other.
was weird for me being Sleeve's dad, and then he was there with his actual dad. I felt kind of awkward, but
Yeah, I met Charles for the first time as well that weekend. Very nice guy.
oh, that went to the competition, huh?
Yes, yes. Where Sleeve, I don't know if he won something.
He won some sort of medal, some sort of hardware he's got. So congratulations, shout out to Sleeve there. Keeping the dream alive and going all for it. And speaking of baseball, did you watch the game yesterday, the Derby at all, the day before? I know,
No,
I know you didn't watch
someone
the
forgot to
Derby.
remind me that the All-Star break was happening.
Yeah, I forgot. It's my responsibility to
As the
remind you.
co-host of the Sportswire, you must remind me of everything sports related.
Duly noted. From now on, I will make sure to let you know what's going on. Keep in mind on the 20th, Friday the 20th, the Padres are playing. Just so you know, I don't want you to miss a game. They are going to be in Philadelphia against the Phillies.
Oh,
So
thank you.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 game set against the Phillies, who are actually one of my surprises of the first half of the baseball season. The Philadelphia Phillies only a half game out of first place in the National League East. They trail the Atlanta Braves by a half game. Those two teams, who would have thought that the Braves and the Phillies would be 1 and 2 in the National League East ahead of both the Nationals and the Mets?
Not me. I can tell you that for sure.
And the Mets have something, a decision on their hands too. What to do with Jacob DeGrom? Are they going to move him? His agent came out the other day saying, "Hey, if you're not going to re-sign him long term now, why don't you just move him?" So the Mets have just been probably one of the most disappointing teams in the league. They got off to a hot start, but ever since then, it's just been an absolute free fall. And let me correct myself: the Phillies are half a game up on the Braves. So the Phillies are in first place in the National League East, half game over the Atlanta Braves, 5.5 games above the Philadelphia Phillies, and then 13.5 games above the Miami Marlins and the New York Mets. Then let's go to the American League East. Boston Red Sox, best record in Major League Baseball, 68-30 at the All-Star break, a 694 winning percentage. And the Yankees, 4.5 games behind them. The Yankees have the third best record in baseball right now. And if the season ended today, they would have a 1-game playoff to see if they advance to the playoffs. That's pretty crazy. What's your take on this 1-game playoff thing? Are you for it? Are you against it?
When did that originate? I don't
I think
remember. I don't think it was always there, right?
No, I believe last year was the first year. It was either last year or the year before was the first year of the playoff, the 1-game playoff, where there's two wild card teams that make it. They face each other 1 game. Whoever wins that game then advances to what they call the second round of the playoffs, but I call it the first round.
It's so weird. I don't like it.
It's really weird because if the season ended today, you'd have the Red Sox, Indians, Astros as their division winners. And then you'd have the Yankees with one wild card, and the next wild card would be the Seattle Mariners. So the Yankees would face the Mariners for 1 game to see who will advance to the first or second round of the playoffs. But I'd like to see that a best of 3 series at least.
And they shortened the first round, right?
The first round's always been 5 games. It's always been 5 games in baseball, the first round, and it sticks at 5 games. It still is.
Oh, it's not 7? I thought it was 7 and they shortened it to 5.
No, it's still 5.
That's the NBA, right? NBA is all throughout 7 games.
Yeah, NBA and NHL are 7 throughout, and then baseball's 5, then 7-7.
Okay.
But I don't know what. Like I know we've talked about it before on this show, how Korea or Japan or one thing, they do a best of 5 series, and the higher seed gets an automatic win. So they go into the series up 1-0. So they only have to win 2 games, and the lower seed has to win 3 games. I wouldn't mind that for a wild card round. I think that would kind of be interesting, but do they want to add 5 more games? Or they could just do it a 3-game series, best of 3.
My favorite time of the year is baseball playoffs.
Oh, well, you got baseball playoffs going on, and at that time, you have NFL seasons, kicking into high gear then. You're looking at, what is it, September, October, so you're looking at some NFL going on, and then the NBA and NHL season start to get going. It's the prime time of the year.
Yep. NFL's coming up, huh? It's already July, mid-July.
It's coming up. We're mid-July here, spring training is going to start, and people are high on the Los Angeles Chargers. What's up with that?
Who?
Los Angeles Chargers.
No thanks. Skip. How do I skip this portion?
I'm still on the fence. Do I root for them? Do I not root for them? It's tough. But before we get away from baseball, I wanted to throw something out there. And this comes with a little bit of bitterness because a hockey reference, my beloved New York Islanders, they had their top player, John Tavares, who was a free agent at the end of this season, and they allowed him to explore free agency and not lock him up before the trade deadline this year. They didn't trade him at the trade deadline. They got nothing in return. They were confident he was going to sign, and boom, signs with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Islanders got nothing, absolutely nothing for him. With that being said, do the Washington Nationals look to possibly trade Bryce Harper right now? Just a thought, just an idea. Do they try to get something, or are they confident that Bryce Harper is going to re-sign with them in the offseason?
I don't like Bryce Harper in general. I mean, he won the home run derby. I didn't get to watch it, but I think he's overrated.
He's having a bad year. That's he's having a really bad year, which could hurt his free
Last year he
agent.
was hurt. The year before that, I think he had a decent year. The year before that, he had one of his stellar years. But I think once he signed that big ass contract, he stopped playing.
Well, let me read you some of Bryce Harper's stats here, okay? So Bryce Harper, only 25 years of age, but he's in his 7th Major League Baseball season. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But this year, 94 games played, batting 214. 214, below the Mendoza line. On base percentage, 365. 6 stolen bases, 102 strikeouts, 78 walks, 54 RBIs, 23 home runs. It's not the kind of season that you want to have, Bryce Harper, going into a free agent year. It's definitely not the kind of season you want to have.
Who takes on that batting? The Yankees, maybe?
Yeah, that's who that's who people say. An outfield of Judge, Stanton, and Harper? Come on. That is ridiculous. But last year, the guy hit 319. The last 3 seasons, he's before this season, so going back 17, 16, and 15, starting at 17, he hit 319. 16, he only hit 243. And then you go to 15, where he had a monster season, hitting 330. 99 RBIs, 42 home runs. That's an absolute monster season. So he has it in him. The kid's got the production in him. Just it's a tough call. You don't want to get stuck with an Eric Hosmer situation.
He might as well just go to the Padres. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, that Eric Hosmer deal. Man, oh man, it's just I like Hosmer. I really do. I think that Hosmer is a good ball player. I think that I have been really impressed with his ability to play first base. I think he plays a great first base, a lot better defensively than I ever thought he was going to play. But the amount of money that they gave the guy is just ridiculous for a small town team like the Padres. After they gave Will Myers a lot of money, they've made bad decisions in the past with the contracts that they gave to Adrian Gonzalez, another contract that they gave to, I feel like recently they got rid of another, James Shields, just time and time again. And then
how about the other guy who was in the All-Star game that we talked about yesterday, Matt Kemp?
He really bamboozled the shit out of the Padres and the Braves to end up back on the Dodgers and have an incredible season.
Crazy.
Best season of his career, I would want to say. And he's had some great career seasons. But it's baseball, man. Baseball is a grind. Baseball is a different animal than any other sport out there. 162 games, a long season, a ton of ups and downs. It's a hard sport. I don't know how they do it sometimes. Go in and day out, every 3 or 4 games. Playing a different team, 7-game homestand, 9-game away, 6 games home, 6 games away. It's a lot. And mentally speaking, it's a challenge. These guys, you go in a slump over 20 and it's between the ears then. You're in your head. Bryce Harper is in his head, hitting 214. Contract season, he's in his head. But we'll see what happens the second half of the year.
I think he knows he's going to get paid regardless.
You gotta think about it. And these guys, at the end of the day, they still make a really good living.
Yep.
So
it makes a great living. Man. All of them. Baseball is one of the highest paid sports, or no? Football?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's making money in baseball.
In the NHL, John Tavares, who was the free agent prize in however many years, he got $11 million a year.
That's nothing.
Yeah, Cantavius Caldwell Pope is making 12 million a year or something playing in the NBA, and he's not that good at it. How about Luol Deng making
Yeah.
18 million, played one game last year. So I would think that baseball's the top, then probably basketball, then NFL. I don't know. I'm not sure.
How do you Google that? How do you even ask that to Google?
Well, you got to look at players and how much they're making.
And
So
also a side note, what's better, Google or Amazon? Like what's the innovation factor? Is Google the better company or is Amazon the better company?
So if you were to invest in one stock for Cameron today, should it be Google or Amazon?
Yes, that would be the second portion of this question, but what would you say? I mean, not long term, but right now, what's the best invention? Was it Google
Uh,
or was it Amazon?
oh man, I feel like they're two totally different companies. Google is a company that is just innovation, and
Google controls your world while Amazon controls your life.
wow, that was deep. That
That
was
was
real
deep.
deep.
Did we record that? Should I
I
write
I,
that down?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, and Google is all about analytics and getting into your history and seeing what you're clicking and what you're doing and this and that. And then Amazon's about logistics. Amazon is just killing it at logistics.
Yeah, they
And
get what you want quickly. I ordered something last night. It was here on my doorstep with less than 24 hours.
it boggles my mind how quickly they can get things to your house. It's
It's
just,
better than going to the mall for sure.
oh, like if I need something, I don't even think I'm going to run to the store. I'm like, oh, let me get it on Amazon right now so I can have it tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah.
Anything you want. My dad needed some sort of he broke some sort of he has an outdoor like chandelier thing and he's got like some sort of glass little thing that covers one of the light bulbs in the chandelier and it broke and he's like, "Can you order it on Amazon for me?" I was like, "Sure." Found it on Amazon, ordered it, next day he got it. Just crazy. And it's the most like it's like a bizarre thing that he needed. Anything you need.
It's
Your
awesome.
dishwasher breaks, you need a part, boom, Amazon.
But Google gives you that same kind of convenience with information.
Yeah, no one says, why don't you Yahoo that shit? It's always Google that shit.
I used to
So
ask Jeeves. I used to
ask
ask
G.
Jeeves.
How about Alta Vista? Uh, there's a bunch of them back in the day. Netscape Navigator, or
Oh
is that just
yeah,
a
that's old school.
yeah?
Do you remember
Uh,
those AOL CDs you used to get for 30 free
oh
hours?
yeah, absolutely. Used to get them in the mail all the time. The AOL, you had Juno, I think it was, which
Yep.
was another kind of web provider. It's crazy how far technology's come. Cam will never realize what we kind of went through the growing up stage where we grew with the internet, where the internet was just starting out and it was dial up. And
Yeah, they
then
had the
you got,
advantage.
Wi-Fi or DSL.
Dial up. That's crazy.
I can still remember the noise that the dial up made when you went on to AOL.
Why did it make that noise? Oh, because it was calling from like a fax line?
I don't know. I have no clue. And you had the welcome, you've got mail.
Huh.
And
So weird.
and then it went from AOL, we went to AIM or AOL Instant Messenger, depending what you called it. And you didn't sign on AOL anymore. You just went on Instant Messenger and you used a browser.
Yeah, now
And
you just have Facebook. It's really the same thing, but Facebook's all in one.
yeah, when you look at it, Facebook is kind of like a more current, it's a social media AOL. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
it
all it
is.
is.
It's an AOL where you can express yourself instead of seeing other things, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it made sense to me.
I'm glad. I'm glad. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit if anybody else got it or not.
Cam and I saw a
But
guy today that made no sense, or maybe it makes sense to you, but he was wearing a hat backwards and a hat frontwards.
two
So
hats.
two hats.
Interesting. How about
I,
if there was one hat and it had a brim on the front and the back?
no, it was two hats, one on top and one underneath. One going backwards, one going frontwards.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I've learned out here in San Diego that do not be surprised by anything you see. I feel like I have seen things that I could have never imagined. It is a crazy world out there. I am sorry, Cam, that you have to experience this and go through this craziness. How about the Marry Dave guy I sent you a picture of?
Which one was that guy?
Some old man has a car that's wrapped in
Oh, yeah, yeah, Mary Dave.
yeah, that's wrapped in a wrap like lending tips or whatever that tells you to go to the website because he's looking for a date.
How about the fact that Lending Tips vehicle got vandalized?
That was a sad day. And
It was a sad day.
did you
I
uh
left it there. I get
you
more
left it there?
attention, yeah,
Hmm.
with it on.
Have you gotten any leads? I know last time we had the show, you said you had gotten one solid lead from the
I got
musician.
five. I've gotten 5 solid leads and 1 loan out of it, and 1 realtor relationship, which sucks because he doesn't do much.
Huh. So looking back, is it worth it or not worth it?
Oh, of course. Just the notoriety around it. People take pictures with it and Instagram it and Facebook it. It's the
Is
funniest
this an
thing I've ever
owned
seen.
vehicle or a leased vehicle?
I don't remember. I think it
Okay.
was a lease, but I paid off the lease, if that makes sense.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, the payment was
Interesting.
only like $60, bro.
Yeah, it's a well, you know what we didn't talk about? Something not even sports related.
What's
San
that?
Diego banning short-term rentals.
What does that really mean, though?
Have you read about it or not yet?
You sent me something today, I think, right? Was
It
that
was
yesterday?
yesterday. So in San Diego, you will before sometime before July of 2019, it'll go into effect where if it's not your primary residence, you cannot have a rental for less than 30 days. So if you own an investment property, you cannot Airbnb it out. Illegal.
What does that do for all the
Mission Beach, all those things, they're up in arms. They
so they
say
just
they
lose
estimate there's 1,100 short-term rental units in Mission Beach that will now be illegal.
and they're doing this because they want these investment properties to be available as rentals for people who are looking for housing, right?
That's my guess is that it's to open up more housing in San Diego. That would make a guess to me. Now, what is this going to do to the market for both rentals and for ownership? Are people going to look to sell investment properties that they have? Are they going to look to rent them out long term? What's going to be the case? I don't know.
But how do they know? How do they identify it?
So what they're doing is you have to pay like $995 a year or something to register your home as a short-term rental property. And with that money, they're going to use it to enforce the regulations. And you can be fined up to $2,500 a day if you're renting out your property illegally or something like that. Don't quote me on any of these statistics. The ruling just came down. I just was reading up on it a little bit today, but I don't like what they're doing. I think that they've done this already in San Fran and in New York, where they've limited the. I've heard it's similar to what they've done there, but I think it's crazy telling people what you can and can't do with your property in terms of renting it out. I know where I live, they don't allow you to have a short-term rental. So if
Yeah, neither
communities
do
want to do
mine.
that and HOAs, and that's fine. But if you want to say as a whole city, you cannot rent the property out that you own, come on.
I don't understand why they didn't do this in the like it would be cool if they did this right from the get-go, right? Ban it right when the Airbnb was getting hot, but not like 3, 4, 5 years later.
Think about how many people have bought properties to Airbnb
It's nuts.
and now they can't do it.
I almost bought one Airbnb downtown.
Well, glad you didn't.
I know. I'm
You'll
glad I
have to
didn't either.
buy a Hard Rock.
We should, but my partner here has not initiated that.
Hmm, interesting. Did you eat your dinner yet, or are you still waiting?
No, I believe it was burnt in the background here. I believe
Oh man,
mommy,
come on, Farrah, step it up.
mommy, rookie of the year. She isn't used to not taking care of Cam and getting stuff done.
Oh
So
man.
so the chicken did burn. to ashes.
Hmm.
Did you know chickens eat rats? I saw that on Joe Rogan.
I thought chickens
Mice?
ate chickens.
Chickens don't eat chickens, do they?
No, I'm just kidding. They eat like corn and shit.
Well, I saw a video on YouTube where a chicken ate a mouse.
Hmm. Interesting.
Very. It,
I'm
it
not
just,
even gonna bore the listeners with hockey news today. I
thank
think
God.
we're
Thank
gonna.
God.
I'm still heartbroken by John Tavares leaving the Islanders.
Did we talk about Machado?
We didn't even talk about Machado going to the Dodgers for 5 players. Um,
How cool is it to be a LA fan, just in general?
Damn, they're always getting everybody, huh? You got LeBron, you got Machado.
You got the Chargers, you got the Rams, you got 2 NBA teams, you got 2 hockey teams.
That's right. You got the
Um,
Kings, you got the Ducks,
you
you
got
got the
that.
Angels
You
even.
got yeah, you got the Angels, you got Hollywood in general. You have all the cool roller coaster places. What are they called? Amusement parks.
I wouldn't. But you know what? All that being said and done, I wouldn't want to live in LA. Would you?
I would, since there's more money to be made there. San Diego's like a B market. We can't really. I mean, it's just not a lot of money flows here.
Well, it's a small city. It's not, if you were to live anywhere, if somebody said, Josh, you can go relocate somewhere and you'll be fine. You'll make it. I'll guarantee you that. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do just as well, if not better than you will if you stayed here. Where would you go?
I think LA.
Wow.
They have the beaches. They
Too much
have,
congestion, too crowded for me. At least in New York, there's the public transportation and I don't know. I'm not a fan of LA.
but but New York, it's just there's seasons and it's too cold and New Yorkers are dicks.
Hmm.
No,
Hey, I've been called a dick many times. But I gotta say, I went to Boston and I loved it, man. I might move to Boston. I would move to Boston probably over New York, I think, at this
yep.
point in my life.
I don't think I think Boston's too racist for me. No,
I think it's too cold for you. I think
I do
that's
not do cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more like it. But I don't
Did
know
you go
how
to the
long
Pride Parade?
did I go to the Pride Parade?
Yeah, I feel like that's right up your alley. No
No,
pun
I was
intended.
not at the Pride Parade this weekend.
When this is not this might come off weird, but when did gay become like super cool?
Like mainstream?
Yeah, it was like it was no one talked about it until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that is an interesting. It's an interesting topic, albeit a controversial one maybe, but
No, there's no controversy with the Sportswire.
it did. You do think about it back in the day, and nobody wanted to say anything about being gay or coming
No one
out,
even admitted they were gay for a while.
and now it's this huge event. They have Pride, Pride weekend everywhere.
Yeah,
So
strange,
hey,
strange.
hey, it's a world for all today.
Hmm.
Even
All
you.
right, cool. Well, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, and you know what time it is?
Damn. We
It
lost we
is
lost Tim Talsma an hour and 10 minutes ago.
it is shower time or bath time for a baby
Oh
named
man,
Cam.
I thought bath time was 8 o'clock.
It's 8:30, but I still got to eat my burnt chicken.
All right, all right. Well, we appreciate everyone tuning into the Sports Wire with Sax and Messiah back from paternity leave. Lots of sporting action going on. We will be back
It's the
with you
Sports
hopefully
Wire.
within the next week or
Sex
so
and
with
Messiah
another
is the
podcast.
Sports Wire.
But Messiah, thanks for
Sex
joining
and
me
Messiah
today.
is the
No
Sports
problem.
Wire.
Thank you, sir.
Sex and Messiah is the
Later.
Sports Wire.
Later, fans.
Sex and Messiah, hey. We be in the game when it comes to the wire. And the way we play, we make them all inspire. Know what I do with this though when I retire. When we make it, record, save it for a child.